Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mechanics Institute Chess Club online Tuesday night marathon stream. I'm FIDE Master Paul Whitehead, and with me is Judith Starry, chess maven at the Mechanics Institute, and Abel Talamantes, chess room director, is making a cup of coffee. And so he'll be back in a moment. And the Tuesday night marathon is a tournament that has been held since 1972, and I played in the second version of it. It was started by chess room director at the time, Ray Two Gun Conway, as we called him, and he was chess room director when the Fischer boom hit, and he started the Tuesday night marathon tournaments, which was originally 12 rounds, by the way.
And how many were there in 1 year? 2, 3?
Maybe there were 2 or 3 in a year. I played in the second one, and that was in 1970, late 72, I think. And so, and now we've stopped counting, I think. There's been
we should probably have a counting after the Tuesday night marathon, because we try to, as I learned when I got here, we try to name it after, but at the same time it would be good to have a count. How many? That's good.
How many?
So
how many Tuesday night marathon have there been?
It's an incredible tournament to keep going year after year after year. It's for sure got to be the longest regular tournament, weekly tournament in the United States.
It's kind of cool that we've been able to maintain it through the online, right? And then still make it like sort of the big deal of the week.
Right? Yeah. And it's kind of the center of chess life in San Francisco. Certainly every Tuesday night at the Mechanics Institute Chess Club, there's this tournament, and players turn out large and small, grandmasters and promising juniors and all that kind of stuff. So
and actually kind of like before the building shut down, one of the things that we were seeing is a lot of entries from like the lower rated, or brand new players.
New players join all the time,
which was really nice to see. So we got 7 minutes left, and people are starting to jump in.
Good. I don't see some of those people that I usually see, like Elliot Winslow, International Master Winslow.
Not yet. I think they are used to coming on last minute. And big shout out to the current number 1 seed, Chess TX9. He's our newest and really reliable volunteer. He's an awesome help. Yes, he's an awesome help. He's helping us remind the players about the daily tournaments. He's the one who's posting now every day reminder about the upcoming tournament, not only on chess.com but chesskid.com. And a very, very amazing help. And thank you, Tejas. You're a really good help. And every university who will get you when you're gonna get there will be lucky to have you, because you're very reliable. And that's something.
And I'm sure Judith would be more than happy to write a recommendation that'll be favorable.
Absolutely. So
Judith has a lot of pull.
What's the reminder? Let's see, 5-round Swiss system, game in 10 and in 2-second increments.
Yes, that is.
And I'm going to be providing commentary aimed at the very highest levels of chess mastery.
At the highest levels of club players.
No, seriously, I try to aim my commentary sort of at the club level. I teach online classes. I teach a class at the Mechanics Institute.
And Wednesdays, right? Wednesday evenings. Hour and a half.
On Zoom. And you can go to our website and find out about that.
Fantastic class and format. too.
No,
Yeah.
thank you.
Really awesome. It's different from what is traditional. Yeah, it's fun to see. And I think everyone that's a part of it, and it's growing in terms of the number
Yeah,
of
you got
people.
a new sign up today, so
Okay, good.
I'll email. So.
Good.
Well, one of the cool things about the registration as it stands, where we got like 5 minutes and we got like about 30 players, is that it's like really even, like across, like board 1 through 23 is like competitive, right?
I can see that. I can see that. No clear winner here yet.
And the cool thing I see is I'm seeing new people coming up to play, right? I mean, there's people here that
Yeah.
I've never seen them before.
Right.
Yeah, and I will tell the viewers and everyone, we welcome anyone to our free tournaments and to our main chess club. Although we had to make a little bit of adjustment to the sign up and joining procedure because we are getting a little bit famous, I would say. Our name is definitely recognized
Yes.
now, and we want to maintain the integrity and the closeness of the community. So what?
Tell your friends.
So what we are doing right now is that whoever is requesting to join the club, we direct them to our sign-up form, and once they confirm back the email address, that's when we invite them to the club. So there's a little bit of check whether we're not getting any funky sign-ups and everything, which is I think it's a good screening.
As Melik said often in the seminar, no monkey business. We don't want any monkey business.
So what seminar
that was an
that?
awesome seminar. It was awesome. So I did the FIDE trainer seminar for.
Yeah, what happened with that?
I did it because it's for basically chess instructors, right? But it has like for people that want to coach at the highest level, but it's also for people that teach beginners and they have that level. And I thought it would be an interesting thing to go through. And it was just absolutely just amazing because they teach like fundamental concepts and how to teach them chess and, the importance of, kind of being like an authority figure, to the student and maintaining a relationship with the student, guiding them and then what kind of chess knowledge and theories of learning. And it was just absolutely amazing. And Grandmaster Melik Kachian he's just a phenomenal trainer and instructor, like even more so than like going through that whole experience. Yeah, he's absolutely amazing.
Was this what you took a test for?
Yeah, so this was on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I did seminars like the whole day. And
oh, wow.
My instructor for Friday evening was John Donaldson. So I had him. I had Jacob Agard.
What did John talk about?
He was talking about Rubinstein.
Oh yeah, he wrote a couple of books on Rubinstein.
Yeah. Well, can you please tell the kids that, or tell the players that it's T minus?
Hurry up and sign. Although the signups are coming in.
I saw Kyron Griffith and then he disappeared.
Yeah, I think he might have just withdrew because there's no one there. I feel that he might just skip this one.
Possibly. Well, I mean, I'll tell you, my theory, of course, is that we don't need the Grandmaster games.
No, he's in. He's back in.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need the greatest players to have the greatest commentary.
Oh, absolutely true.
No, we don't. But we have like really, really solid players. Shanak Shivakumar, the San Francisco Scholastic champion, is in it.
That's fantastic.
Alpha Unlimited.
Yeah, so it's going to be a dogfight between these top two players, or at least, and Christian Clemens is in there, and Michael Walder.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is I don't know if you guys talked about it before. We had an absolutely amazing weekend of chess.
No, we did not. We didn't have time for that yet.
We'll get into it at some point during the broadcast. But we had an awesome weekend of chess, the Mechanics Institute Rapid and Blitz Championships. We had like 9 different grandmasters participate. It was slugfest all the way around, and
great chess.
Yeah, it was great show. It was fun to watch, and we'll touch on it during the broadcast as we get in there. Kyron Griffith got to play some of the world's best players
Yes.
often.
Fantastic.
And
well, he's a good player.
He actually beat Gadir Gusenov, who ended up winning the Rapid Championship, co-champion with Lenderman.
Well, Kyron needs this kind of practice in order to get to the next level. He's got to play these kind of players.
And the play has begun.
All right, we're off to the races.
Yes. So I am. You need to give me 1 second to set up the board properly, and then you guys can start analyzing while I'm flipping through the board.
Yeah, I wonder, do people watch in theater mode, full screen mode, or how do they watch?
It's probably preference. I actually watch in theater mode.
Yeah, that's what I've taken too.
I see.
And it's all about look. There's no other reason other than that.
Yeah, it looks cool in theater mode. I agree.
Aesthetics.
Yeah. So you're dialing in a few games, and then let's go.
Yeah,
Regular mode is good too.
Sounds good. So let me.
And we can keep it. We can keep it on white and black. I guess we have the higher rated player showing.
Yeah, that's Kyron.
Right. Yeah, we'll just keep it that way. That's fine. Kyron Griffith is white, and we have some kind of English Catalan thing going on here. And early to call. I don't know who's Chess Raptor.
I have to look it up. So while you're analyzing the opening, or tell us.
It says Luca Morris.
Okay. Well, he's got, Kyron is a FIDE master. His over the board rating is well over 2,400. It's funny, these rapid ratings are, they gyrate wildly, or whatever you call it. They're not indicative of.
Well, he was playing top quality rapid chess this weekend.
Yeah, so yeah. He must have won some rating points, I guess.
Unless he went on like a bender and then lost it all back. But
it's very possible.
But he did really well.
The online chess world is something else.
And like he's become sort of like the rep for McCann. And actually, Shaunak Shivakumar already won his game against Thomas Mazer.
Oh my gosh. What happened there?
That went quick. So I don't know, Jude, if you can go to the Alpha Unlimited.
On board
I can't pull up their games anymore. I need to go through a whole loop, so I can't pull up their games anymore.
Oh.
Well, we have we can stay on Kyron's game, but that was a quick victory there for.
It was 17 moves. He blundered.
Oh.
Tom Mazur's, I've known him for a long time. I played him in a tournament in New York in 1985. So he's has been a master in the past.
Yeah, and he's the national master. So
yeah.
So big win right off the bat for the reigning San Francisco Scholastic champion, Shaunak Shivakumar.
And this is interesting. Black is doing that old thing of like, okay, I'm going to take that pawn at c4 and hold on to it no matter, come thick or thin. Often it's, is thick good and thin bad, or is it the other way around? When you say through thick and thin, I'm never sure.
I think thick is when like everything's going to hell. And then thin when it's okay, it's all right, it's mellow.
Okay, I always was.
That's my interpretation.
No, that's probably a good one here. So I'm wondering if Black's going to play Bishop takes a3 just to try to hold on to that pawn at all costs. Sometimes it's not worth it. Sometimes to do that, but. It's kind of Black's strategy here. White's got 95 coming up too, which.
So what advantage does White have here for the pawn?
Well, he's going to regain the pawn right now with knight takes c4, and he'll have the c6 pawn to end the to work on to target with the bishop on g2. aiming at it, and also the A pawn with the rook aiming down at the A pawn. So this looks like this opening has gone well for white here.
So he's going to get the pawn back on c4, but then he's got a weakened c6 pawn.
Yeah, black will have a weak pawn on c6 and a pawn that can be targeted on a7 too. And, white, of course, the players need to complete their development, and, it's still early going yet. So, but this looks like it's gone well for white for sure.
I think something is wrong with Rohan Rajram's connection, because he played d4, his opponent played d5, and then he hasn't moved.
Oh, yikes. That's a shame.
It's a shame. So,
the hazards of online chess.
And it actually does say member offline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can resolve that, because this might also be affecting Kiratori.
Yeah, but it's like, and his time is...
His time is running up. Maybe he should call his internet service provider.
And the interesting thing, his sister is playing just fine.
Yeah.
Huh.
Where's his sister?
That's kind of weird.
Maybe it's a hardware issue.
Yeah. Maybe their computer. Yeah.
I can see his sister. Where's his sister? Kitori. Here's.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs to go into the same room as his sister or something.
Or try to kick the sister off and then take over the game and play that game.
So this is
really, really weird.
So this is his sister.
Okay.
Pulling up his sister. She's a very sweet girl. Quite strong for her age.
Almost 1900.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And she's with white against the TM the Master. I feel like we actually cover him a lot. So let me.
Yes, I think he's always playing.
It's Winston Leung. Yes.
Yeah, Winston.
And he actually won the under section in one of the weekend tournaments, so I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, he's a regular at the mechanics
the
too.
The blitz.
Yeah. And white's not tempted to take the knight at f4, allowing queen g2 mate. Instead, brings the knight back to c6, and it's white's won a pawn here.
And we have, I believe that's Max Howe, right, in the chat.
Oh yeah,
is that him?
Fufu.
Yes,
41.
probably yes.
And he's playing his game.
Of course, he's always playing his game. So we're not gonna cover your game, Max, right?
Yeah,
that's
we're gonna skip that.
But and I guess that's he multitasks that he can do both. But like
there were players. I mean, in the old days when I was playing, there were always people that were sort of talking during the game. They'd get up and they'd go in the hallway, and players would say, "Well, so what do you think of my game?" Or it wasn't quite cheating, but it was it was kind of like you could arch your eyebrow or something like that. And
I actually had a player who played this weekend ask me and Judith if it was okay for him during his game to read a book.
Oh, okay. You mean
like a novel? Like a novel.
Right. And what did you say?
And I said, no, that wouldn't be okay. And you can get technical that, you can gain information by reading the book. But the other one is that it's just completely disrespectful.
It's true, but it's funny. I remember, once you brought that up, I remember seeing John Grief reading a book once while he was playing.
I would never, ever, ever, ever allow that.
Yeah.
To me, that's like, if you see that, like, everything's going to hell.
Well, it was kind of the wild. It was the wild west a little bit more back in those days, I think. And black just blunders here with queen b5. We're
and
seeing
yes, Judith, that will work.
Yep.
Kyron.
So we'll be right back, okay?
Yep.
We're seeing some of the problems for black here. He's fallen way behind in development. Now he's losing the c6 pawn, and a
lot more probably. It's just terrible position. The bishops look great.
Yeah, white has the two bishops as well. So this is white's well in control here. No weaknesses.
And this is too bad. From the corner of my eye, I'm following Ninja Tricks. He's going to run out of time, and that's kind of a shame because he was able to make the first move, and then something just happened with his
very odd
connection. And it's odd because his sister's game is going just fine. So it's with his computer, it looks like. And he did time forfeit, so that's too bad.
So the round is half over. I like Kyron's chances here. He seems to be winning just about. I mean, it's probably winning.
Kyron, even games that Kyron lost this weekend were close. There was one game that we were following, and I think it was against Eltaj Safarli.
Yes.
Where it was the queen and pawns endgame, and he just he came back from death.
Fantastic game by Kyron, yeah.
And I actually think that, if you put it in an engine at the point we were looking at where Safarli had queen and pawn against queen, I think it could have been drawn. I think
think so.
I just think in the blitz scramble, it's tough. And Safarli's Safarli, right?
There was that interesting thing that I pointed out. I'll talk to Kyron about it one day, is that the king went in the wrong direction. It was counterintuitive, but the king should have stayed away from the pawn instead of coming up to the pawn.
And the funny thing in the seminar, we had learned about the end games where the king is supposed to come up around from behind, and how that's counterintuitive.
Interesting.
So we kind of learned those. So
so it could have been. It could have been that. Yeah, the chess is full of these kind of contradictions, and so Black's going to try knight g4 or something, and that's what you have to do. You have to try to mix it up in situations like this.
No, I was just going to say, I remember a fantastic player. He was 2,300, but he was an even better coach and instructor, Tom Riccardi, Judith.
Yes.
And I know him really well. He used to tell his students that, and they were like 13, 14, 1,500 level, if you ever get paired against me in a tournament, he's like, he tells them, come after me.
Absolutely.
Don't presume that because I have a high rating that, I'm not going to feel pressure on the board, that I'm not prone to mistakes. He's all, you got to come after me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
you can't play for a draw. You have to play for a win. It's the only way to play chess.
That's my motto when I play Able.
Yeah.
Oh, she comes after me. Like, she's looking to win, right? I mean, and she's played some great games actually against me.
Chess is a game with a winner and a loser. If you sit down there and you just you've got to play to win. It's the right way to play. And that'll often not only that, but it'll give you confidence and make you play stronger, and you'll play better. You'll if you get in the habit of playing for a win, no matter who you're playing, you're going to win more games, and you're going to you're playing chess as it's supposed to be played as well, of course.
Can we take a peek at a game that I think might be interesting? It's Nathan Fong against Adam Mercado.
Yeah. That's a very good game, and Nathan
interesting matchup
is with white on the bottom of the board, and Adam is with black on the top. Nathan is a UC Berkeley student, so go Bears, and Adam is a young rising chess player who's been attending a lot of our over the board tournaments.
So it looks like the kings are. I like the way the kings are. One's at H1 and the other's at H8. They're both kind of exposed, but without any direct way to attack them. Black is looking a little bit more threatening here for sure, and actually there's some potent ideas for Black here. One I'm looking at is playing Rook to E8 and then taking on E2 and playing Queen F4. Yeah. So I'm not sure how white is going to meet that. Rook A E8, and the threat is Rook takes E2, Queen takes E2, Queen F4, and white is going to get mated.
This is a wild position.
I think white is in some trouble here.
And Nathan is the defending champion, if I'm
Is
right.
that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he beat Rost last week.
Yes.
Right. And here
The
comes
final round.
white's finding the moves here. I mean, black is finding the moves here. I'm trying to find a defense to rook e2 and queen f4. I think, rook f1 was sort of forced here to defend to f2. White's in a world of trouble here.
And Max lost, so we can talk about his game now. But you lost.
Yeah,
so
it's like, okay,
already
the
over.
talking about his game is going to be, dude, you need to stop chatting.
Yeah.
Start calculating.
Oh,
Well, one good thing is everybody's having fun. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you
How
know,
about
the Mechanics Institute has this great mix of fun tournaments and serious tournaments and seriously fun tournaments as well. So
yeah, and it's true, right? There could be a lot of different motivations for people wanting to play the Tuesday night, right? But
yeah, I mean, playing to win, and of course is you know. All right, so white finds a defense here. Bishop takes knight, pawn takes bishop, queen takes g3, queen takes pawn, and then white can play rook g1.
Max is going crazy in the chat. It's all good,
Adam
Max.
has the
It's all
time
good.
advantage, right? So Adam can take his time to really calculate because he's up on time and he has a good position, right? So I think
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
good for him
there's-
to.
Black has done what he was supposed to do, and now just has to kind of figure out how to get in here. So I'm thinking maybe queen f4 or, and that keeps the knight firmly under wraps here. This is a complicated position, quite complicated.
And let me
So
just go ahead.
why not?
Karen won. Okay, we're getting the word.
Oh, no, I think Iron's
No.
game is still going on.
It's still going, but he's just
Oh, yeah.
forked.
Okay.
Yeah, he just
Now
won
he
now.
won.
He
Yeah.
forked the king and the queen. So
Forking a king and queen is something I recommend to all my students.
yeah, it's a good idea, right? If you can do it.
Yeah.
And let me just say too that the Tuesday night online, it's for everybody. Like regardless of your skill level, you know, we have the top and we have the bottom and new people and like anyone that's like new at chess. I mean, you can give this a try. Like even if you're just learned how to play chess, if you don't exactly know everything that chess is, like there's something for everybody. And there's no risk in playing online, right? In our weekdays, because it's a free tournament, but it's got good competition, and why not dip the toe in the water?
Yep.
White's going full passive mode here, and this is not pretty here. It's a very difficult position.
So for those of you out there, you kind of want to support what we're doing and the different things we offer, take a look at our website. We offer classes, and now we have online rated tournaments
Yep.
with
And
cash
that's the
prizes and an
newest
entry
one.
fee.
Fantastic.
So we're gonna offer for starters twice a month, one weekday and one a weekend. It's going to be either I think $20 or $25, right? If I remember correctly. But let me pull it up because we've been working on the
Depending
details.
on member and non-member.
Yes, and we've been working on the details with Abel to make it right and correct. So I don't want to tell you guys something that's not correct. So yeah, the entry, the prize fund, the total prize fund will be $375. and we will have first, second, and third place. And we are going to have the under prices that we had this weekend. So either under 2,000, under 1,800, and under 1,600. And the entry fees is a good thing I checked. So if you're a member, you are in the tournament for $20, and if you're a non-member, you need to pay $30. So it's really important and really actually worth it to become a member, mechanics member, so that you can enjoy the discounted registration fees.
What a game here!
Yeah, I think we picked a good game to follow.
That is. Adam Mercado seems to know how to deliver the action.
What about knight e1 here, threatening knight f3 check? Oh, he missed. I may have missed that. I'm thinking.
We probably need to start calling him.
And this is he's throwing the pieces away almost here. What's going on, Black? Now White has rook e8 check coming up. What is Black thinking? And Black missed knight e1 there, I think, and threatening knight f3 mate. Yeah, now suddenly White comes in with gangbusters.
Yeah.
I don't think Black's going to survive this. I see mate in 2, bishop g6 and queen f. Oh no, it's not mate. King g5.
No, the bishop can interpose right there, right?
Well, then knight f5 check. Yeah.
Yeah, but knight f5 check and then king g5. Yeah.
And then knight takes h4. Knight takes.
You don't need you need the queen.
Well, he's given everything else away, so.
Yep.
Yeah, this was maybe some missed opportunities for Black here, who had this lovely attack going. White plays queen there, which is not perhaps as good.
Now it's running out.
And this is not bad either.
Yeah.
I suppose. But look, you want to have this kind of thing calculated out. It's not mate yet.
But look at this, like. Now he's threatening queen takes knight.
Yeah, and look at these, chasing the Black king all the way. I guess, yeah.
Oh,
very well done. Very well done. I take my hat off to
Nathan.
I take my hat off to White, who
we're gonna call Adam Action Jackson. Adam Action Jackson Mercado, because
Adam, you missed a couple of opportunities there, I think. Entertaining game, a great game.
Yeah, very much so. And we have 2 more games left. So, Abel, if you can type in the tournament chat, which I'm not able to pull it up. I don't know. It's a bug at chess.com.
You want me to announce it? 2 games left?
2 games left. I usually do that.
Be ready.
Be ready for round number 2.
Wow, players are skating on thin ice here.
Yes, and the second game just finished. Abhinav just won his game, so that's good.
And this is the champion. Right.
Yeah.
It looks like it would be drawn after bishop takes knight.
Yeah, and this is the very last game. I pulled up the last game to see it ending. This is it's resignable, as you would say, right?
Yeah, resignable, yeah. Resignable.
Okay, let's see if he can mate with a rook and a king, right?
And 3 pawns.
Jesus Christ, yes.
Well, Black's probably playing for a win on time. Well, you can't win if without the material now.
Okay, sounds good. So finally,
mate in 2. There it is.
There it is, right there.
Yeah. And that was the last game of the round.
That was the last game of the round. So everyone, second round out of this 5-round tournament, and I'm pulling up the top games.
Oh wow!
That's a lovely matchup. Yes.
Lauren Goodkind against Kyron Griffith.
Okay, well Lauren can play fast. I've noticed that, and she plays fast and rarely gets into, and she's a solid player. So. Kyron's going to have his work cut out for him here.
Christian Clemens is playing Barbara Goodkind.
Oh, we should look at that game too.
Jonah Bush against Shanak Shivakumar.
Yeah, a lot of good games.
And Abhinav against, I think it's Adve Bansal, chess for me, 17.
So Kyron takes on d5 with the queen. I always take with the pawn in that situation. Or not always, but often, at least in different kinds of positions.
Mm-hmm.
And chess is like that. You can play one move or the other. And we're getting this end game, or rather middle game, with the queens off and every other piece on the board. And these can be really interesting too. And this is the kind of positions which I think weaker players can have some difficulty with.
Well, Lauren is an established author, and she's a coach and a very popular coach, especially for beginner players. So she's very well reversed in terms of how to teach beginner and rising chess players. So I know a lot of her books are focused on that basic chess and how to break that 600, 700, 800 to go above 1,000 and so on.
And we would love to see just more development with girls in chess and women in chess. I know last year we had our previous development director, Jessica. We tried to apply for a grant for women's chess. Didn't get it that time around. But we're looking to see and try to grow more women and girls participating in chess through our classes and through our chess camps that we're offering online, virtual for kids. And we're even doing a camp with the school. So Mechanics continues to participate in online education with regards to chess and kids, even despite the lockdown.
Yeah, and
so
we are
that's
very
kind of
excited. There's going to be an all-girls class starting tomorrow morning. So.
Is that right? And who's teaching?
Colin is teaching because Colin was the coach at the school when the school was in session, and they are offering this twice a week, a kind of like a morning class / camp. So it's starting tomorrow,
and
so we're really excited.
School.
It's an all-girls school and very excited, and 7 girls, so like it's an ideal class size. Very, very excited.
Yeah, very cool.
Terrific.
Yeah. So so I don't know who should we root for, Lauren or Kyron. This is the kind of tournament
We're torn.
I always root for the underdog in a sense, but you know, I want to see good chess played, and I'm interested in the clash of ideas on the chessboard. The personalities are interesting too, but let's see who plays the better chess game. Yeah, I like to see that.
So Lauren can't really do anything too much, right?
Sorry?
Can Lauren do anything else then?
Well, right now, the players are still. Lauren might be losing a pawn here. This has gotten very complicated.
Yeah.
If White had played Bishop G3, then G4 was possible, and then if Knight D4, Bishop D4, and wins a pawn. So she's sort of taking the bull by the horns here by playing B4. Which weakens the queen side, but there's some tactics here. For example, you know, if the black bishop goes back to D6, White plays Bishop G3, and then if Bishop takes G3, HG3, pawn to G4, and White can go Knight to D4, and it's still surviving the black's not picking up a piece there. And okay, so this is a desperado sacrifice. It'd be interesting to see if White plays Bishop takes G5 here. But if I'm white, maybe I would take on b4. Yeah, bishop g5 wouldn't work, I think, because bishop takes c3. So black has won a pawn temporarily in this position.
It's gonna lose.
And this has gone well for black, I think. Still not clear. If knight h4, rook takes d2. So, and white doesn't want... White doesn't want to move the knight at d2 because bishop takes f3 or pawn h3.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Omega Mania, I was asking, was knight takes g5 possible earlier, but I honestly can't remember the position.
I think then rook takes d2. No, it wasn't possible while the rook could take at
See,
d2.
you remember positions and you can answer the questions.
Yeah, well, as far as I can remember, yeah. So this is a little bit of a problem for white here. I like this move, but I like this move a lot, bishop c6, which just says this. I cannot tolerate this bishop on b7 anymore.
But then as we're trading down pieces, it's just going to favor Chiron a little bit more, yeah?
Yeah, and then rook d3 is coming maybe, and probably rook d3 here, or rook ac8 and if white plays b5, then knight c5, so the white's a little paralyzed here.
And
that's not so easy. The move that was played there, it was possible white could have played knight e5, but still, this is helping black. Of course, every exchange helps black, who's a pawn ahead. Yeah, go. You were saying, Abel.
Oh, no, I just wanted to give a shout out to our Mechanics Institute Clubs League team. Several of the players playing in here have participated in that, including Chiron and Abhinav and Sri Charan and Nathan Fong and Michael Walder and a lot of others. We won our match on last Saturday against Toronto.
Oh, fantastic. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, 24-20. And Theo Biasis delivered the win in his game.
Nice.
The match win. And then this Saturday, we're paired against Club Ajedrez from Paraguay.
Wow.
So I guess it's Paraguay's oldest chess club. And
wow, and I'll bet you that's an old chess club.
Yeah, so...
I think Latin America has some of the older
I think it was 53,
clubs.
1953, I think it said. So it's probably the oldest kind of continuing running chess club. But so we're playing them this Saturday, and yeah, we're really excited. It's kind of fun to play these international
Now
matches.
b5, says Omega Mania.
Well, then knight c5, and if rook c7 check, rook back to d7. And we've got this kind of problem that the more pieces get exchanged, maybe white has to do that just to avoid losing another pawn here. Knight c4 is possible too. So yeah, knight c4 looks like a possible move. And then black could force the rooks off by playing, I think, knight b8, and if rook c7, rook d7, at least try to. Black wants to trade rooks and then trade knights and then trade both knights and be a pawn up.
And then go to a
king and pawn ending. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
yeah. So black is trying to keep it to simplify, I think, is one of the things here that black is, and white needs to try to keep it complicated a little bit. So what a match. Did we have Tarjan playing in this last match?
He did.
Oh, yeah.
He did play.
Was he our board one?
He was our board one, but he had a couple of tough losses. So
Amazing. Well, that's
Yeah,
what
and-
happens.
and,
That's what the board one is supposed to do, is sort of take the brunt of power from the other team.
But yeah, we had balance all across, so it was a nice win, and yeah, looking forward to this Saturday's game, and it's open to anyone from the Mechanics Institute Chess Club. If you're playing this event, you're a member of the club. Anyone can sign up. The only limitation is how many players they bring. So if we have an army of 50 wanting to play, and they bring 15, the top 15 are going to play, right? But if they bring 50, then it's 50 on 50. So. So it's open to anyone. So if you got time Saturday, and if you don't get a game, follow the games because it's a lot of action. It only lasts an hour.
Nice.
Saturday
How many games?
at
How many
10 a.m.
games?
Two
you
games,
play
like a
2
match.
games. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're rapid games?
Yes. Game of
Okay.
15 plus 2.
15 plus 2, and you play against the same opponents. So whenever
Right.
10 o'clock, they pair the players up, and you play.
And
two
this
games.
is the official chess.com
Club League.
Club
League.
That's correct.
So are we 1-1 now? Is that correct?
One
One and a half attitude.
Oh, that's right. We drew a match.
Yeah, we
That's
drew the
right.
match. Yeah.
Yeah, we drew with Arizona. We could have had that one, but we didn't. It actually took a great comeback to equalize it. But yeah,
That's life.
that's life. What can you do?
Not much.
Well, we're
Not
doing well,
much.
I think, here, and Black is doing well in this game for
So
sure.
now
This
it's Black, is Lauren's sister.
Yeah, she's
Barbara Goodkind.
White's got some cheap potential based on this pawn, this bishop at d6, but Black has 2 pawns and the exchange, so this should be relatively straightforward, I would imagine. There's probably several roads to victory here. One being you could actually take the bishop at d6. I think that would probably win. But I'm not sure about chasing the white king up the board here.
Is there any chance that White can have a perpetual just from the rook checking nonstop?
Well, rook takes d6 is the move to just end it, I think.
Eliminate that.
Yeah. And then that should work. But I'm not. Why check on d2 and make the king come to a better spot unless you've got a certain sequence worked out? I don't think White's going to get a perpetual check even. Okay, so rook d6 is played.
There
and
it
rook
is.
f6 check.
That's it.
That definitely does the trick.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's it.
Yeah.
Good
That's
for-
simplifying. Very, very well played by
Alpha mode.
Black.
Yeah.
Alpha Unlimited.
And
Good job.
Good job.
Yep.
Yeah.
all right, shall we roll on to the next game?
Well, this was quite a few boards down. I just wanted to double check on how her sister is doing. So let's go back to the board one, Kyron and Lauren game, because we've been following that. And
Yeah, this is tough.
This is an interesting game, I would say, right?
She's fighting.
Yeah,
This is tough, right?
it is. I mean, the what's good for Lauren here in this game is that the pieces are all on, the pawns are now all on one side, and this greatly increases White's drawing chances. If the pawns are split up on 2 sides of the board, Black would have more winning chances. But now the pawns are all on the same side of the board.
So what's the goal for White? Are they looking to just kind of position defensively or trade
Play
pawns?
active defense. Play active defense. You don't want to curl up into a ball and drop and drop dead. you have to.
That doesn't sound like sound strategy.
No, it's not. It never is.
In any game you're playing.
Right. Yeah. On the other hand, Black has Black is a strong player, and there's, you know, this is going to be tough for White to hold this in the best of situations. It'll depend a lot on the strength and experience of players, and maybe somebody getting lucky, or you know, Black is definitely better here, considerably better. For example, if King G2, Knight F4, King G3, Knight takes H3, and Black wins another pawn. So,
and you can feel Chiron trying to close in, so to speak.
Yeah. Maybe White should have put the rook on the third rank, and maybe the knight should have gone to E4. White should have tried to put the knight on E4. You always want to. Now there's some issues here for White.
Yeah.
This pin is very annoying.
Only 5 more games left in this round.
Yeah, Chiron is putting the pressure on here, and maybe White has to play H4.
And I'm very sorry, I'm actually made a mistake. The previous game, the Alpha Unlimited, that wasn't Barbara Goodkind. I'm very sorry. I don't know. I made a mistake.
It's hard with these online games. It's you know, when Joe Blow is playing, then we know who the players are. But now they're like hidden behind all these.
Yeah, but I mean, I should have known. So Eat Dinner is Barbara Goodkind, not Alpha Unlimited. I don't know why I thought that. Anyway, so Barbara Goodkind is playing against Christian Clemens.
And that's very dramatic.
Sister. And that's
Black
Christian is white against Barbara, who's white, who's black here.
And so. B4 is a nice move to prevent A5 and A4.
And Alpha is Shanak Shivakumar.
So Shanak, I'm sorry. Barbara, I'm sorry.
So Christian,
they know we love him. They know we love him.
White wants to play King G5 and King H6 here. This is very rough for Black here. Black has no time for A5.
Yeah.
Takes King G5. That's looking very grim.
Pac-Man on the loose, huh?
Yeah. That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah, gonna go up to starting on H7.
Yeah. I think this is looking bad for Eat Dinner. Time to go home and eat dinner, maybe. I couldn't resist the pun. Sorry.
I feel like Lauren is really defending well. I'm peeking the game.
Yeah, let's go back to that. It's good.
Okay.
H4 was a good move, I think, back then, back in that position.
Okay, so moving back to Chiron and Lauren Goodkind's game. Lauren is with white here again, and Chiron is with black. Chiron is a higher rated player, and Lauren is making him work for it.
Yeah. So it's funny in these kind of positions, the E4 square is a good defensive pivot point for White.
I'm wondering if time will be an issue here for Lauren, because
So I would play. It looks like Knight E5 check is the move here, and forcing the king back to F6, because King H5, Knight F7. That doesn't convince. You can play Knight H4 check, but then, so, all right. Rook back to E4. Now what for Black? Okay, now Rook G8 and Rook G4. That's not Rook G8, King H3. So White puts the king on H3 right away.
Yeah.
Black's still trying to find a way in here. You're right. Lauren's putting up a stout defense.
Yeah, but she's getting down on time, and those last minute, that's when the rating difference comes out a little bit, right? When you have to move really fast, right?
Yeah, and also if Kyron can just add a little bit more pressure and make White sort of have to choose between this and that idea, it could get rough.
Yeah.
But
So,
Whoa.
now Rook C. I think that comes close to losing. Rook F4 is the only move here, and
she
then
made that.
White's really pinned, and then F6. No, I still don't see a knockout here. Knight D4, Rook D4. Okay, Kyron doesn't want that end game, so he's going to try something different, and that's this F6 E5 thing. And there we go. A rook ending is probably, that's dicey too. I mean, I think in some respects. If I'm black, I think I want to keep the knights on still.
Yeah.
And he
And
does.
now it's getting, the time is just going away. So Lauren has to move fast.
Yeah, she's looking for a tactical sort of way out of this. Like H5 check, and then simplifying a little bit. But there's no way here to do that yet. So now black gets the pawn E5 move in, and some progress has been made for black.
2 more games, and the 2 Lauren girls are playing the last 2 games. It's funny.
And they're both short on time.
Yeah. Can you tell the players to get ready for round 3? I have to tell you.
I think Lauren is on the ropes here.
Yeah.
And now
she's really down on time.
Oh, she falls into rook. Okay, rook C1, knight F1.
Oh.
That's it. King G4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hoping for a stalemate, I guess.
Well,
but there's no stalemate here.
Okay.
Wow, that's tough.
And that was the last game. So we are in round 3 now. Round 3 is being paired. And we have the top board as Christian Clemens with black against Kyron.
Okay,
so
Christian.
Kyron is...
he's a past winner of this tournament.
That's right.
He did win this tournament. And
that's right.
But, I mean, he has to just start right back
This
up.
is good. He's getting the experience. And look at this opening, D4. Okay, so it's a center game.
Yeah.
And... you know, if I'm black, I'm probably glad to see this, but I don't know how to play against it. We have
you fool me once, but you're not gonna fool me twice, right?
What?
You fool me once, but you're not gonna fool me twice. Go back home and learn the opening, right?
Yeah, this opening is. I'm not certain.
Yeah. It's an opening.
About this opening. It's just, White's taken black out of the book, but he's also taken himself out of the book. And that's kind of why this opening is played. The center game here. I'm sure we have a position that's not, especially with White having played knight C3, you know. So somebody like Korchnoi would be used to playing this, or Keres with black, you know, these double E-pawn players, and they would know all kinds of interesting things about this opening. And
so if we want to take a peek at a few other players, because we covered Kyron's game, I have Michael Walder playing HDI chess. I don't really know who that is. And also we have Elliot Winslow playing Vishwa Nanungonda.
So Elliot jumped into the tournament?
Yeah,
he must have jumped in late, yeah.
By the way, here, you know, I'm just pointing out that if black castles and White plays bishop h6, knight e8 can be just a great way to defend those positions sometimes.
I'm sorry,
so this is theory.
So this is Elliot with white against Vichy, who's black.
I think this is a theoretical position.
And
Yeah,
Elliot should be good in that, right?
He should be, but come on, Elliot. He's thinking here. So we have black playing a Sicilian defense with a very early pawn f5 here. And I'm wondering if black is thinking of playing knight b. Oh no, knight b4 is met by queen a4 check. Okay. So the players need to develop their pieces, and black has the backward d pawn, but white can play knight d5 at some point, and black can play knight d4. Very typical structure, and a long way from any, firm opinion about this. Elliot's got a lot of experience as a chess player, so.
Sounds good. Do you want to
we can
go?
Move on.
We can peek into Nathan's and Clarence game.
Sure. Is this Frank Marshall we're talking about here?
So let me click
Frank
on that.
James Marshall.
Frank James Marshall. Nathan is with white here against Frank James Marshall, who's Clarence Lehman.
And Clarence is doing well, 2 out of 2.
And not only that, but he's got a great game here. This is a great, a very typical kind of bind that you don't want to find yourself in this particular structure with white. It's just, white's cramped here, and black has a lovely development. It's hard to find moves. Look at this. Just
pushing
trying
away.
To crash through. Another possibility is to take on c3 and then play b4 and weaken the d4 square. But this is, white's kind of like hoping that black doesn't just knock him right out here. C4 could have been prepared a little bit. But still black for choice here. In fact, pawn takes d3 and bishop to b3 might win the exchange.
So we have a question in the chat that if you're stuck on an island but allowed 3 movies for the rest of your life there, what do you go with?
Well, if I'm a chess player, what? Do you know some chess movies?
Well, it doesn't have to be chess movies, I guess. But in terms of chess movies, I mean, for me, it'd have to be Searching for Bobby Fischer. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good
chess movie.
There's also Chess Fever. It's a movie made in
way back
1920s.
Yeah, I've seen it
with Capablanca in it.
I've heard of it. With
Right.
Capablanca in it, is that right?
Yeah. He actually has a little part. He's kind of one of the main characters.
I actually remember you talking about it with someone.
I think the girlfriend of this guy, he's in love with chess, and Capablanca. She flirts with his girlfriend. Flirts with Capablanca or something like that.
And he hates chess all of a sudden.
In order to sort of. Yeah, it's got some plot like that, but it's got great chess players, scenes of great chess players in it.
There's I think it's a series, Billions. And Nakamura just had
That's right.
Had a little scene in there. They filmed like a Simul, and one of the actor got checkmated. And then Nakamura had like a line or checkmate, good game or something like that. It was fun. Everyone was.
Is that right? What movie is that?
Billions. I think
it's on Showtime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
I think it's a TV
chess
series.
Pops up in movies everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
in the television show Empire, chess references like all the time. Right?
Interesting, yeah.
As a symbol of just higher strategy, intellect, deviousness, all of that. But yeah, no, it's really interesting how much chess is in pop culture. That for like a non-chess player, it probably feels subtle, but for a chess player, it's like, wow, it's everywhere. It feels
How
like
about 2001, where
yes,
HAL the computer,
right?
Yeah, that's a great scene.
Star Trek,
Jeff.
Star Trek,
Star Trek. So many interesting.
And not to mention Harry Potter, right?
Harry Potter. I've actually taught the lesson actually is really inspired by a coach we used to have, Coach Rich Willis.
Mm-hmm.
He from the first Harry Potter book, the Sorcerer's Stone, right? That's the first one. There's a chess scene in there, and an American grandmaster actually recreated the position based on the book, what it must look like. I forget who it was. Not Jeremy Silman. It was someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start teaching the lesson, to the kids, and you're talking about Harry Potter as you're doing it, and the kids get all enthralled because now you've related it to something that they're reading or watching.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Did you see the Harry Potter movie, Paul?
I saw one of them a long time ago.
This is the very first movie. This is the very first book and movie, and they made quite a good scene. Actually, I think it was nicely done and very
with the chess,
the chess and everything. So
the best of them was the Goblet of Fire in terms of the movies. Goblet of Fire was the best.
We're talking about chess now.
Yes.
Okay, you guys. I think Parrot Party 5 is getting their answer here.
You're getting your money's worth.
So we're just showing that ask us a question and we're gonna entertain you, right?
Yeah, we'll try to answer it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm back at Kyron's and Christian's game because that is the top board. And
what are they doing?
Kyron is with white here against Christian, who is black. They are actually several rating points apart over the board as well, as it seems online. But
Kyron is by far the I think black just lost something here after knight d5. Yeah. This is just a little too elementary. I'm puzzled that Christian would fall for this. This is just lost here. Okay. Queen g6 is the only square for the queen, and then white can just safely trade and play bishop takes c6 and knight b4. So
should we go to the board too then?
Yeah, this one's gonna be lost.
And knight g5 was the obvious move there. I'm really puzzled why black just so quickly played bishop d7.
It was just a miss, probably straight up miss.
Yeah, it's a little too. I guess queen e6 is possible. That's another square, but the same thing: bishop c6 and taking on b4. And black could have avoided this by taking on c3 first. And that would have been, of course, better. So black is trying to mix it up here with this queen e4 move.
If you want to...
And he loses his queen.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Look at that. It's a nice little tactic.
Yeah.
Okay. So...
do you want to look at Alpha Unlimited... against, I believe it's Gianluca Payne.
Yep.
Well, Christian, you're going to have to brush up on some of these little tactics here. I write about that in the next newsletter, by the way. Tactics in blitz games.
That's good. And the other thing you could write, it was really enlightening, is the TNM tournament history. There's,
I don't know much about it, but I know John has written about it extensively in the last newsletters, and I think there's some lists of winners, and
maybe we can do some research and collect a few links then.
Historian, I'm sort of a historian, not, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I like revising history in my favor. That's my favorite.
Yeah, we've seen that with your series in the newsletter.
Well, that was real life, folks.
The rivalries, friendly rivalries.
Yeah, I played these guys.
And you just happened to just beat everybody.
Well, I lost a few games, but I put those games in too. So, Black is a bit on the ropes here. You know, he's got some activity here, but White has the 2 bishops, and Alpha Unlimited is looking solid here.
Ready to crash that diagonal.
Yeah, and also what's a little discouraging here for Black is that there's no solid outpost for either minor piece. You know, it's just kind of they're floating around. And White's just exchanging down, of course. The kind of thing you want to do when your opponent is putting pieces on your 7th rank. And a blunder by Black, taking back with the rook. I mean, I doubt that this was a calculated risk. Well, I guess it's not a blunder. I mean, Queen G5 still covers things for a while. It would have been safer for Black to have taken. So what is Rook D4? It's a move that's kind of neither here nor there.
Is it sort of like just asking to...
Maybe White wanted to play Rook D6 or Rook D8, but then Rook D4 mouse slip. It looks like a mouse slip move almost.
Well, at least the mouse slip was there and not D5 or something.
D5, yeah. I've seen this happen in my own online games. I make a mouse slip move and then suddenly I have to think, why did I put my piece there?
And it was happening a lot to Stearman, where he'd have some mouse slips and...
Maybe Stearman's not used to playing so slowly.
Well, and also what's happening is that he used to broadcast, right? And while gaming, and while he's waiting for his opponent move, he's explaining a lot of things during the broadcast. It was really entertaining, but it actually happened with him that he got stuck with one move, right?
So White could have played just Rook D8 and Bishop H5, going 2 pawns ahead.
Oh.
I'm getting my...
You got your get back in the house message?
Is it from
I think I am in the house. Yeah, playing chess. So White's going on a little adventure here rather than kind of keeping it simple. But he has every right to do so. I mean, opening up the position like this for the bishops is... another way to win. Sometimes it's the right thing to do. My instinct is always to play a little more carefully in these kind of situations. And Rook D8, still in Bishop H5 or maybe Bishop H5. But see the Black bishop coming out on E6 now is not something that I would have been thrilled about if I was White.
I don't know if you want to look in the Nathan Fong Clarence Lehman game.
Sounds good.
That is some
This game is still chess. Winning for White, but White is okay. So this
Nathan here is White against Clarence, who's Black.
So Black has a lot of pressure, and but White has an extra pawn. In a position like this, I'd almost say the pressure is worth the pawn.
Yeah.
It's going to be a question of, how White can sort of, if Black plays on that B pawn with like rook b4 or something. A lot of pressure, but black is exerting a lot of pressure here. I
Can
have to be careful.
can black play bishop h3 at all?
Well, queen g5.
Oh, queen e5 check.
Yeah, queen g5 now looks really strong.
Huh.
Rook b1. Oh, queen g4 instead. I'm not sure about that. Why trade queens when you're a pawn down? So very puzzling. Queen g5 was a very strong attacking move there. It looks like it almost won.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because you were threatening g2 3 times and you're on h3. I think black missed a win.
And Annika Rajaram mated Michael Lum.
Okay, Michael's a strong player.
He blundered mate. He blundered mate.
Wow.
It happens.
Yeah.
And here comes the b pawn. Black has put a lot into this adventure here, and it's still unclear.
Elliot Winslow's got 30 seconds left in his game.
Yeah, and then Shanak won his game against Jose, so.
It was possible white could have played rook b2, rook d1, and king f2 in that last position. It's getting a little hairy here for both players. And black is chasing the white knight around, the white pieces around. Tense situation. Getting a little hairy is a weird saying. It's probably an old saying, yeah.
Yeah, Paul is teaching us a lot of things, right?
I don't know about that.
Well, I didn't know that expression either, so Max, you're not alone.
How old is Max?
Young.
Like,
No.
I don't know.
Young.
I hesitate to guess because I know he'll blow me up in the chat. So.
Yeah, let's say 18, and then he's gonna be.
He's 11.
Well,
He says he's 11.
okay, so now
Almost
black
12,
is,
that's
Almost
important.
12.
black is on the verge of winning a piece
Oh.
here.
Almost 12 is something an 11-year-old would say. So,
That's my daughter.
but he's a strong player. He's a strong player. I think I played
6
him
days
during
away.
one.
Good job.
Amazingly, black is on the way to winning a piece here with rook d1.
Okay.
And in fact, bishop d1, this is very embarrassing for white. After rook d1, black is going to be a piece ahead. Now that
And
rook takes d3. Okay.
I gotta say, Adam Mercado. We got to get him on the broadcast because I was following his game
Mm-hmm.
on the side.
This has been a disaster for white.
He was getting absolutely killed in his game, and somehow he found a way to deliver an absolutely brutal mate. There's something about Mercado's play that just lends itself to just action. Like this is Action Jackson Mercado.
Frank Marshall is winning this game hands down. I don't even know why white's bothering to play this out.
Wow. Which is a big upset. So
It was a swindle.
Yeah. Wow. And Clarence is really. Clarence had an unfortunate tournament. He was playing the Rapid, and I think he disconnected and then didn't get to play after the second round. So.
Yep. And then hats off to him because he's been struggling with the technology. I know he lives in an area where he can only use his tablet or phone, or I don't even know, so he doesn't have reliable internet. It's a lot of disconnect. He has a lot of negative, frustrating experience.
And that's what his opponent's counting on here is his internet disconnecting.
Yeah, probably. And you know, his bars are really low. It's like poor connection, high lag, but at the same time, hopefully he will be able to deliver.
And
I'm
we
saying
got,
hopefully
uh,
because he deserves it, right?
Yeah, in fact, it said poor connection up at
Yeah.
his.
Exactly. So this was the last game on the third round.
Okay.
So fourth round.
If I'm right, I
Yeah.
believe Anushka Kohli, doesn't she have a sister, Hansika Kohli?
Yeah.
I think they played each other
Oh yeah.
in the second round. So sorry, we didn't have any control over that.
We don't, unfortunately. So I'm gonna pull up a few games, a few interesting games, so I don't have to kind
And
of.
we have Annika Rajaram is playing Kyron Griffith.
Yeah. So let's go to that game first.
Oh yeah.
Annika is with white here. Against Kyron, who's black. Annika is a young girl who actually won the nationals not too long ago.
Great
I
experience
think
for
grade
her.
level or in the spring. I have to look it up because I know that or am I mixing them up with Omia and Wyom? I think
I think Omia did.
Because
Omia.
they're two brothers, sister brother, and they.
It was Omia and Viom, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
Kyron won't find it easy.
Yeah.
Either way, won't find it easy. And Adam Mercado, just because I'm a big Adam Mercado fan now, he's playing Michael Walder. So
Okay.
Do you want to
see if
peek
he
into
can
it?
deliver a miracle. Keep the action coming.
Do you want to peek into it? Into the
We
game?
can look at. Let's look at board 2. This is board 1.
Okay, board 2 is Bobby Jean and Frank James Marshall.
I believe that's
Which
Rudolph
is-
Breet.
Hmm?
Rudolph Breet
Yeah,
against
Rudolph Breed,
Clarence.
yes, and against Clarence. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, what?
All right.
Which
So
one
this
do you
is
like better?
This is Alpin Sicilian and book position.
Okay.
So what's the next game?
The next game. Well, let's peek into Adam Ricardo's game now that
Sure.
Action Adam.
Built it up. Yeah. Action Adam. There
Yes.
you go. Action Adam Mercado.
So Adam is with white here. Let me flip the board because I actually don't like it like this. I like when white is down. So let's that be the standard to flip the board. So Adam is with white here against Michael Walder, who's black.
All right. So we have this might have come out of a Nimzo Indian or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a game, folks. Yeah, if you like to attack, well, I mean, now C takes D4 is an issue here because if E takes D4, Knight takes D4. So I think White might have not seen that tactic here. And White has to play Knight takes C6, and I'm not sure why White has played Knight E5, Knight takes C6. It just didn't, it didn't seem to help his game too much here.
And
has to catch up in development, though. White's a little behind in development. Knight E4 maybe targeting C3. Fairly sort of standard stuff here. Rook B3, and now maybe Black will think about playing C5 or Bishop A6 here. I think Black is solving some of his opening problems. Bishop A6. Still, it's a complicated situation, and maybe White will play. That's probably a good move. If Black was allowed to play Knight D6, he would have really gotten a bind on the light squares. And so Bishop F1. White can castle, but that's not such an issue here. Although it might be if Black plays Rook B8, a quick Rook B8. Anything can happen here. It's still Black can also shoot for pawn to E5 here. So at some point, or even right away.
oops.
to open up the game while white is lagging in development. Say bishop f1, and then follow it up with pawn e5, maybe. So this is, it's still a game. It's still a game, Judith.
Yeah, but if wow, interesting.
And
I would have taken and not allow white to castle, right?
That's a fancy move. I'm not so sure of that move.
I've earned a title since I've come back, FIDE Master.
Oh,
I see that. And I'm now the chess room director.
I don't know.
Is it better to be a FIDE Master or the chess director?
Oh, well,
it depends on what day you're asking the question.
Let's trade back, okay? You've got a tough job. I'm resting on my laurels at this point. And,
you can sit back. Yeah, you can sit back.
When you go away, that's what happens. You have to transfer the titles around, right?
So if I ever want to be Judith, I'll just leave and then come back, and then maybe my name will be there.
Or make me leave and come back later, right?
So Michael's gone for this, and I'm not sure that he should have done this. He's trying to achieve a good knight versus bad bishop kind of situation, but he may end up just losing the pawn on c4 and for nothing.
Kyron's game is pretty interesting, actually, with Annika.
Yeah, let's look at that.
Check that
Sounds
out.
good. So we are hopping back on board number 1, where Annika is with white against Kyron, who's one of our top players from the club, who's with black right now, and they do seem to have even equal material.
But I mean, white has this wedge in at e6.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's very disturbing for black, I think. Also, if a knight ends up on c6, black is going to be hurting really badly here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this now the pawn a6 is threatened. And Kyron keeps playing these King's Indians and Benoni's, but I don't think he's sort of temperamentally suited for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's this is maybe not the right. He keeps trying these openings and getting into trouble. So.
Yeah, but I mean, online play is the best way to practice, right? Keep trying and see if it works, right? Go back, analyze your game, and if it doesn't suit you a few times, then you move on. Right?
I actually asked that question of Melik in the seminar, whether online play can actually help
find your opening.
And he said, a lot of people use online play to not only practice their openings, but like any online play, as long as you go back and do deliberate study after, of course it's helpful. Because you're just playing games.
Let's give a shout out to Alexei Ruth. She was so kind to reference us. She actually wrote an article about online chess and chess clubs and everything, how players are playing a lot of chess, online chess, but she pointed out that we do analyze our members' games, and we publish this newsletter, and this really sets us apart from other clubs where just game after game after game, and you really have to sit down and
we're trying to sort of take a look at what they're doing, and that was started by John Donaldson a long time ago in the newsletters.
Yeah, and I'll try to find the article, because it was a really nice article from Alexei. So thank you, Alexei. I know you're watching, so.
Yeah, if you are, thanks. Yeah, for sure. And it seems like Kyron is starting to dominate a little.
Queen h4, maybe.
He's getting a lot of activity.
Black has to watch that, Black is going to try to mate white or, get something going maybe on the f4 square. But there's going to be issues if white can, play pawn e7 or exchange a few pieces without, losing anything. So White went pawn snatching on the queen side with queen a6, and so this is the consequence of that. Maybe White could have thought about taking that bishop at f5 earlier.
Not ChessBase, chess.com. There you go. There's the article. I copy pasted it for you guys, okay? So go and read Alexei's articles. It's always very fun.
And she's just a friend of the Institute. I mean, she's like our
great
big fan, and she was amazing to talk to in the chess social she participated in.
Okay, so bishop h3 looks strong here, maybe for black. There's still this pawn at e6, which is going to bail white out in all kinds of situations. But black is now for choice here. There's all kinds of moves: bishop d3, knight d3, bishop h3. I just feel like black should have something here, and maybe just knight g2, and then bishop h3. So knight g2, black has to be very careful in transitions into endgames and stuff like that, with this pawn at e6. So black would prefer to end the game in a sort of a direct attack here.
Yeah,
Kyron's getting, I mean, this is tough. This is tough.
And I have to think, with all the games that Kyron's played, just even the club and in this event, and then the tournament we had this past weekend, I mean, his game has to be improving.
He's in form. Yeah. So I was thinking about this queen g, now king h1. Does black have something there? If king h1, I mean, king h1 looks forced here.
Like rook f3.
Wow, rook f3. I didn't even think of that, Abel.
Because the queen on d2 is covering.
Well, yeah, and if rook f3, knight g2, queen g2.
You have to do queen g2.
Yeah, I can see black maybe winning the exchange, trade the queens, play bishop c3, and then bishop e4.
But you wouldn't want to trade, right? I mean,
yeah, black doesn't want to trade unless he can really get something going decisive here. So it looks like rook f3 or king h1. Rook f3 is a try, I guess. Rook f3, knight g2, queen g. Oh no, you can't play. Oh yeah, queen g2. But white's position is still holding together. Very, very, very dramatic game here.
Ooh. Seeing the
I like your
evaluation
rook
and
f3 move,
jumping
and
up
she
and
plays
down.
it.
Yeah.
I like it. It's active. It's got the idea. It defends the knight on e3, and you're able to use the rook on the g file, rook to g3.
But you're still,
unless it loses by force. I like it unless it loses by force.
But it's almost like a stable move, but all the pressure's still there.
Right. Well, this, it covers a lot of things. White's showing a lot of guts by not playing king h1. I would have been running into the corner out of this bishop pin, but White's been in this pin now for several moves without playing king h1.
Now, can you do like bishop h3 here?
Well, rook g3 is also is possible to cover the square. Yeah, now we've got two bishops versus two knights. So Kyron's going to maybe try winning that exchange variation that I saw, which is queen g2.
Oh, look at that.
Trading queens and then playing bishop c3. I saw this.
Yeah, wow, look at that.
I saw this. But white still has the pawn, yeah. It's worse than I thought, because coming up is rook f3 and rook f8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a
Well,
little.
can she do anything with that pawn?
Well, she has to, but now bishop f3 check, king
F7.
f2, and then rook e8.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's
white's going
nothing
to
to
keep the knight.
protect it.
White's going to keep a knight versus a rook here.
Yeah.
But
Now there's no threats, right? There's nothing to.
well, knight c4. Knight c4 will
Knight
be a
c4
good
was
move
played.
coming up. Very good
You
move.
called it, yeah.
Nice vision there.
For an amateur player, I'm watching the evaluation and it's like going up and down. Like it's always black, it's always in the minus, but it's actually fluctuating quite a bit. That shows that computer calculating deeper and
So
it's,
if rook a7, I
Mhm.
think maybe rook a7 here. Then if knight takes b6, rook a6. And then white can win the d6 pawn, but black will take white can win the d6 and b6 pawns, but black will win the a4 pawn. And then the question is, black should be able to consolidate, I think, by bringing the king up. And that's exactly what's happening. Rook a6, I think. Or maybe it's possible to bring the king up now. And then, yes, yeah. Notice that black's not threatening to play king e7, though.
yeah.
Knight c8 check. White has time to do something, but what can white do with the time that she has? I think this is just losing.
Yeah.
And Clarence Lehman is in a tough little game here with Rudolph Breet. I don't know if we want to take a look at that.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. So that's current board number 2, or maybe it
I
was
think
board
Kyron
num-
is winning this hands down now.
Yeah. So Clarence is with white here, against Rudolph, who's black.
Like a rook against two knights.
Yeah. I'll say I like the knights, but there are two passed pawns there on the king side.
Yeah.
And white's doing absolutely the right thing by pushing them as fast as possible. Yeah. Black has his own passed pawn, but it's firmly stopped. If I'm black, I want to make a passed pawn on the queen side. This is too tough to call. I mean, black for choice, but white's got plenty of counterplay. Still.
And Adam
Really rough
Mercado seems to be holding his own really well against Michael Walder.
All right, let's look at that. Yeah, Michael made a kind of a strange choice earlier on in that game.
And he's managed to do it without castling. So,
Well, he can still castle, right? It seems.
yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming he hasn't moved the king.
Yeah, Michael's got some. Well, can't black play knight g2 check, but then
He hasn't. So.
Yeah, but then he sort of opens up a square, right? So like a knight g2, king f1, but now the king f1, and then
knight h4, and then rook c6. Yeah, black. I think black played the wrong plan here with this fancy bishop c4 move earlier, and now look at this. A rook is defending a pawn. I mean, maybe you had to do it. But...
And he actually can't castle because he'll get forked on e2.
Right. Well, the rook will be protecting it.
Ah, that's right.
But then, I mean, maybe... But now rook a7 and white has a passed pawn. Something went wrong for black here. Although black can still pick up the c4 pawn. So... Oh, and, this is very odd.
And time is catching up on Walder.
Yeah, and this is not a transition that I would have wanted to have made with black. Knight B2 maybe, but it's still going to lead to the same thing. So tactics, trying a tactical solution here. Actually, this E5 is a nice move. Yeah, that's a good move. If
And Kyron Griffith did win his game.
yeah.
And Nathan
Maybe-
won his game too. Oh no, that was maybe.
Maybe Bishop E3 here now, but
Yeah, Nathan won his game too.
yeah, anything can happen here.
Yeah.
This is tough. Now I was thinking maybe pawn E4 with the idea of playing rook B2 check, but maybe taking on D4 is better. Now he plays it, and White's got some weak pawns, but
Wow.
White has
He.
much more dominant pieces here.
Yeah.
And the knight is in danger of,
Flagged it.
Flag.
and Walter flags. Okay.
That's.
Yeah, this
That's
happens.
sad. Yeah. So the top board currently is Frank James Marshall against Bobby Jean, which is Clarence Lehman against I think it's Jose, right? Or no, Rudolph. Sorry about that.
Rudolph
Yeah.
Bree.
What's up with me and names today?
It looks to me like White is losing this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean-
we can peek into Abhinav and Sriharang's game.
Okay. There's still some cheapo possibilities here. Of course.
So they
And
both
if I'm-
have half a second.
Love a good cheapo.
Yeah.
They both have half a minute roughly, and Abhinav is with White here against Sriharan, who's black.
And I guess if Rook A5, King B1 is perfectly fine. It looks dangerous as anything, but we need to bring another black piece into the game, and I'm not sure how to do it. Yeah, maybe Rook A5 was not so great, but then if you play Rook B7, Rook takes D5, so black is.
Max won his game, so congratulations, Max. Good job. And he's
Black's
happy.
trying to find a way in with his pieces with the knight, but this is just losing a lot of oh, and this wins everything. Now if King D7, Rook takes D8 check,
Yep.
boom.
Oh yeah, Bishop B6.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 3 more games left.
Okay.
Besides,
Any perfect
Yeah.
scores?
let me see. Okay, we do have 4 out of 4 with Kyron, and all the other 4s are. Well, we have one more game with Frank, Clarence, and Rudolph. Okay, this is done too.
This is not looking good for
So this is the last
favorable.
game, or
Right.
2 of the last games, but they all have perfect scores, so 3 out of 3. So whoever wins this is going to go against Kyron, I think.
I think Frank Marshall needs a new gambit.
Well,
Um,
he almost doesn't have anything else to gambit.
Right.
So Abel, can you type in the tournament chat that 2 more games?
I did it at 3 more games.
Okay, wow, that's nice.
So is that
Very
okay?
nice. Yeah, that's very fine.
It seems like the games have been going a little faster.
Yeah, me too. Although they're gonna slow down and we're gonna be starving, right?
Yeah, we've kind of it's been pretty zippy this evening. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's it's nice that we are able to focus on chess tonight. Kind of switch
Yeah,
off a
yeah.
little bit.
With everything going on in the
With
world,
everything, and we
I'm
are
happy
lucky.
with
Yeah,
that.
we are lucky that we have this. and just
and
okay.
kind of connect with our players, right, through chess
And they connect with us. I mean,
Okay,
something.
and last round is on the way. So the two perfect scores are playing against each
Excellent.
other. I'm gonna
This is
pull
the
up.
last round,
This
huh?
is the last round. I'm gonna pull up a
Amazing.
few games while you guys are chatting a little bit.
It's
Just
been
to
a
make
whirlwind.
yeah.
And these are the only two perfect scores.
Yeah, only two perfect scores. So whoever wins this win the tournament. So I'm gonna go back to this game. Wow, weird opening. Oh my god, like you should move the knight 3 times, right?
Well, wait a minute now. Are you talking about the Kyron's game?
Yes.
The Alekhine.
I'm
This is an Alekhine's defense.
okay, so this is standard, good.
It's all standard. In fact, Bobby Fischer played
It's
it.
my opening.
It's
I played the Alekhine.
opening.
Okay.
Bobby Fischer played it twice in the World Championship match against Spassky.
Okay.
And
I haven't advanced in my chess because of it, but
it's the most hyper modern of all the chess openings. It's
So
the
everything
most.
you're teaching the kids throw out in the window and then play some chess, right?
Yeah.
it's an opening where everything I've told you, this is going to be the opposite of that, but
Yeah.
there's a reason for it.
Well, I have to look it up and I have to learn it because
Yeah.
I obviously
It's-
didn't know. So what would like is it a white driven or a black driven opening? Alekhine.
It's Alekhine's defense is that first move for black when white plays pawn to e4, black plays knight to f6. That's Alekhine's defense, and so it's a very provocative move. You let white, make this big pawn center, and then you sort of punch at it from the sidelines, and that's it's the most hyper modern of all of the old openings. Or all of the hyper modern openings, the modern openings that were developed in the 1920s. Everybody used to always open e4, d4,
Yeah.
and they would always reply e5 or d5. Then Richard Reddy, Breyer, and all these players started developing these other ideas where they would play, open with knight f3, and then they wouldn't move the e4, d4 moves. And so they would snipe at the center from the side. And the world champions were more conservative. They tended to still play the e4, e5, d4, d5 openings. But they also were quick to use some of the good ideas behind it. And even come up with some of their own ideas, like Alekhine's defense is a perfect example of that.
Nice.
The funny thing about today is I'm looking at the standings. So these two players are 4 out of 4. There's nobody at 3.5.
Wow.
3 is the next score and a lot of people have 3, but there's no 3.5.
So these guys are guaranteed first, second.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody's going to join. Yeah. So Kyron could end up, 2 points ahead? No,
because if he wins
He's
this
4.
game, he'll be only a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1
Right.
point ahead.
Ahead of this guy. Yeah.
And the rest, yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself here.
You're getting excited, Paul.
Yeah.
Well, Kyron's got a good game here,
Somebody
Black
wants to
has
see
that weak
Clemens'
E6
game.
pawn. Let's go to Christian Clemens' game because
Christian's-
Die Potato.
Die potato.
Because he said so. And he's
Because
got a
he
great
said
game.
so. We have to listen to our viewers.
So Christian Clemens is with black here, and
Oh, wow.
he's
That's
playing
interesting.
high 9 8-7, which is Liu Jiang.
Oh, Leo
Okay.
Jiang. Yeah.
So hopefully,
Leo.
potato, whatever. It's not Leo, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
know
this
Leo.
is, anything could happen here. It's White's bearing down on the king side, and Black is a little behind in his bearing down on the queen side. But it could go quickly if Black could play queen a5 here. I think Black is no worse. And in this situation. No worse. Queen A5 would be a very simple move.
Okay, again, actually, Die Potato. I had a hunch that it might be Leo, so it is Leo. So we are analyzing his game while he's playing.
Nice to have a reputation.
That is
style of play.
That is a low.
And Nathan Fong, I think, blundered an exchange here and lost his game, like quit.
Oh my god.
He's had a rough tournament, right?
Yeah.
I think this was his last game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Against.
And Adam Mercado is playing Annika Rajaram, and
okay, so let's go to that game.
That's got to be exciting. And again, he hasn't castled.
Why castle? Why bother, right?
He is against castling, although I think he's in a little trouble here.
It kind of looks like it. Black pawn is about to appear on D3. Like if knight e4, pawn to D3. You know, that's not nice to have a pawn all stuck in. Yeah, this is looking rough, but black has to be careful that, white doesn't consolidate in some way. And
but
black
I see that
black looks like he's doing very well here.
Ninja Chick is watching the game of his sister, and I see that you disconnected and out of the tournament 0-1. I'm so sorry, Rohan, this sucks. So hopefully you get better internet.
And this is kind of the one bad thing about the online play is like we can't do anything to remedy the situation, right?
Yeah.
All players are playing under this uncertainty,
No, that's true. But
I mean, even at the very top levels, we've had disconnections, right?
Yeah.
We had it this weekend, with Michael Rode. I mean, he was in a drawn. Grandmaster Michael Rode was in a drawn game, and he disconnected
and couldn't come back. He had 1 minute and 38 seconds in a drawn position.
Yeah.
He was so conscious about this. He actually wrote me an email. Tell the viewers that I disconnected. I would never do this. So
right, of course.
And we know it would never. That would never happen.
Yeah, but I learned yesterday that there are some coaches who are so dedicated to their kids that they have these accounts ready. So if the kids disconnect, they have these extra accounts to give to them and join back in the tournament with 0-1 or 0-2.
I can see that being a possibility.
It's
That's a really interesting
right?
idea.
A kids tournament that is not cheating. It's not whatever. It's as a closed club tournament championship.
Right.
I felt that was really showing dedication, and I can actually name
so.
drop
I
her.
think it's wonderful.
It's Christina Schweitz from Hampton Roads Chess Club. So I felt that's actually dedication. So. Little tricks that you learn from other coaches.
Coaching, coaching.
I'm not sure if I have the time for that, actually. But she's a very dedicated coach, so.
So it looks like white has to play queen e4 here, threatening mate. And so black is going to play pawn to d3. Oh, no, can't play d3 yet, or could, but the bishop didn't before.
Christian Clemens won his game.
Yeah?
Okay.
Oh, wow. Take a look at that. Oh, I don't know if you could pull it up, the ending of that game.
Yeah, I can actually because I pulled it up.
So Christian Clemens beat, who did he beat?
Leo Jiang.
Leo Jiang, who was in the
Look
chat.
At that mate.
So...
Look at that mate right there.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so black did come crashing through at the end.
Yeah.
That was Die Potato, right?
Yeah, so Leo, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It looks like it's amazing how fast black's attack came through there.
Yeah.
But it looks like white might have been a little careless too. I'm not sure. I didn't see, of course, what happened. But yeah.
I'm going back to the top board.
One.
Let's peek into top board, and then we can go.
Wow.
Okay, I got to get used to this. Chiron is winning a piece.
Yeah. This is like
This is not good for black here. And again, there's that.
like elementary, right?
Yeah, look, just pay attention to the rook takes CA, which was. So white has to be a little careful here. But I think this should be handily won here. Yeah, the knight at b5 can come back to c3. That's the simplest way.
Now you can take that pawn with check.
Yeah.
And your king can get it right over there also.
Right, but one of the knights can come back to c3 or c4. So this is, white's just solving some technical issues here, and with 5 minutes left, and that's an interesting choice, taking that way. He is going to let the king deal with it. Oh, I guess not. That knight comes back.
Oh, grabs a pawn.
Now black is, white needs to be a little careful still. And now b5, I suppose. If black had some way of playing knight e3 here, but he doesn't. So this is pretty bad now.
Yeah. Now it's just going to be pawn munching.
Yeah, and he resigned. So Chiron went 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he was, as they say, he's the class of the tournament, right?
Yeah.
I think his game with Lauren was probably the biggest struggle.
Right.
But he worked that out.
Yeah, he was never in trouble, it seemed. Just played solid. Yeah, the game with, actually was the game with the other girl. The game with
Annika?
With Annika.
Yeah, that looked like it could have gone the other way, I thought, maybe.
Interesting. So I pulled up the board number 2, or I guess current board number 1, Abhinav, who's white, against Al Khamieh, who's Jahan, I think. Let me see.
No, he's played at Mechanics. I think he's like a 1900, 2000 level player.
Yeah, Jamal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think he currently lives in Florida or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
So, thanks for tuning in and playing.
I mean, white needs to seriously consider queen takes e6 here, I think. At first you're like, oh, I could never do that. But if we look a little carefully, queen f2 check, king h1. And then white's threatening the rook at c8 and also threatening queen e8 mate. No, I'm sorry, that's not. Yeah, would be threatening queen e7 check.
So Annika won her game, so she went up to 4 out of 5 group.
Right, just losing to Chiron, huh?
Well, yeah, just losing to Chiron, and she just beat Action Adam. So.
Okay.
She delivered her own action in that game.
Yeah, so Adam is 3 out of 5, Annika is 4 out of 5, so.
So if I'm white here, I'm looking for some action. Bishop d7 or possibly queen e6. That's so the kind of moves that I'm looking at here. If queen e6 and black takes on f2 with the bishop, king h1,
tough game.
Yeah. Trade queens. Bishop f2 check, king h1.
Max won too, so that's good.
And in another game going on, just Kaylin Melville's playing Lauren Goodkind.
Oh, that should be an entertaining game.
That would be an interesting one to follow.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so Bishop, let's stay here just for 1 second more. This is a good move. White's going to regain the pawn by taking on e6. And still there's a lot. It's unclear what's going on. Maybe rook g8, bishop e6, and then maybe pawn to g6 and king to g7. Still, it's in a lot of balance. The white rook on b1 needs to be redeployed to d1 or c1 or something like that. It's a tough game here, folks. In the
Yeah, and the strength of these two players is pretty evenly matched, I think.
Yeah.
So now rook b d1 maybe. Oh, then bishop c3. This is is white getting into trouble here on the e file? Okay.
No evening.
Rook c1 was a better choice than rook d1. Tense game, very tense game. G6 is still to try to get the other black, the king off the back rank and the other black rook into the game. I'm looking for ways that black can try to strengthen the position. But I don't see a shot that wins anything. Like bishop f2 check doesn't work. Queen f2, rook e6, rook takes e6. So that trick, and of course there's the weak black back rank as well. So I don't know. G6, maybe rook c7. And then how's black gonna evict that rook on the 7th rank even?
Christian joined the chat. He finished, so Christian joined the chat and he's saying that it has to be great for white, right? Rook c8 next for white.
Right. Bishop c3 that was the next move to look at for sure.
Oh.
14 rabbits.
It's Kyron. So
hey, Kyron.
Bishop c3, right?
I'm glad you explained
Bishop
that.
c3 wasn't played. I'm not sure.
Instead of us saying, what does 14 rabbits know about Bishop c3?
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't have to analyze it. It's been played now.
Yeah.
Somehow, if the players can't solve this tactically, then it's going to end in a bishops of opposite color thing that maybe can be drawn by one player or the other. How about that for hedging my bets? So rook c8, bishop c8, g6, and then I guess white will just play bishop b7. Queen f7. Is that better than... Oh, g6 is bad, I guess, because of queen e8. Was it, though? g6, queen e8, king g7, rook e7, king h6. I'm not sure why that wasn't played instead. Queen f7 looked wrong. Black still has this problem on the e file and the rook that can't get out. Yep. If h5, bishop d5, now g6. Maybe king h1 here, so that you can finally get the rest of the pieces into the game.
Yeah, but he's down on time. Like,
yeah,
he can be winning, but
he can play pretty quick because he was low on time against Sodikov, and he was managing that all right.
Although he's cutting it close, like 6 seconds
king
to
h1.
2.5 minutes.
King h1. He played king h1.
Bishop
I called
takes
it.
d5. Okay.
Bishop D5 didn't work. Queen D5, Queen E8, King G7, Rook E7, King A, Queen takes it. You get made it on the back rank. Now white goes to town. This is black should not have gone into this.
Okay.
Oh, what a shot. King H6. I overlooked that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Queen F7 though.
Yep.
Queen B8. How can black Queen C6 doesn't seem to work because of Queen G7. Yeah, black is just destroyed here.
And
Yuck. Black won.
He flagged.
this is
Okay, my commentary has been really off here. I think I'm been missing a
No.
few moves.
Well, I mean, I think
the
White
analyzing was
about
good,
to win.
but just the time, right?
I think white would have done better by playing Queen G7 check. I'm not sure that white is winning here. Let's see if Queen F6, King H5. It's at least a draw.
Queen F7.
King, yeah. King H4, King G4 maybe, King G4. Yeah, then there's the pawn checks. Yeah,
I think Abi got
I'm being
that,
a little bit vague.
I think he got that split second where he's trying to calculate, and then he doesn't have seconds to
Yeah.
do it, right? And I think that might have been what happened in that
Yeah,
moment.
and even Karen is not clear.
Well, but
But he's probably punched.
So
through-
Lauren and Kaylin are the last game.
okay. Let me pull that up, and then try to put in the.
Forgive me,
Final.
folks. It's the end of the evening. Oh,
No,
look at this
but I
white
think
pawn
your
structure.
analysis was spot on. I think it was
Yeah.
really, really black. With
Look at the pawn structure.
white winning.
The white pawn structure.
Like, can Kaylin get away from the checks?
We're finding out with this King E5 move. Black misses Queen F6. No, it wasn't quite the mate I thought it was. I think white does
Queen G6?
Yeah, I think white can get out of the checks. Queen E6, but Queen G6 just forces the king back to where it was. Now, why not Queen E6? We're back to this.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
And you got to watch out of like some skewer. Wow.
Wow.
Seconds left.
Wow.
Will it call? Yeah.
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 White could have tried Queen E6 there.
And the thing is like this thing is counting the position, right? Like you'll know when it's threefold, right? Or three repetitions. So
Yeah.
And
Wow.
there's the final standings, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players with 4 out of 5
Yeah.
tying for second. But
Amazing.
And
Rudolph
then a
Bree,
lot of
Monica-
players are 3 out of 5.
Look at
so,
that, yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, Abel, it was a very even, but yeah, there was no 3.5s. So it was like the top players kind of dominated the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people were going to either win or they were going to lose. There's no no drawing.
And let me
Yeah.
blow.
No halves. I mean, look at that. I mean, there wasn't even there was no 3.5s.
Yeah.
Or 4.5.
So-
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was 5, 4, 3. Were there any 2.5s?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
It was a dramatic tournament, and very apart from Kyron, Kyron's kind of like, okay, Kyron's going to win the tournament, and then we'll see what happens after that. Of course, Kyron could have been out of form and dropped a game, but he was in good form.
Well, especially after this weekend, because he just played like world class
Yeah.
against the world class, and it was fun to watch.
Right. It was, yeah. And
Yeah.
and now he dips he comes back into the kiddie pool here.
Yeah, and then just splashes everyone in the face.
Beautiful.
So,
We just found some new metaphors for chess.
Congratulations to Kyron Griffith. He is all mechanics because he also played, in addition to the two tournaments, he played in the match against in the Clubs League match. So
I am so glad Kyron is he's like Mr. Mechanics Institute now. It's fantastic.
He's really
Mr.
carrying
Mechanics
the mantle.
Institute.
And
we're all Mr. Mechanics Institute.
And in addition to his play, he's just like a quality person. He really stands for upholding the integrity of the game. He's just a really good representative to have for mechanics. So yeah, no, it's awesome. And
he's a great sportsman. Is for chess player. He's a good role model.
Yeah. So congrats to him, and thank you, Paul. It was entertaining.
I got a little confused.
And also, it was fun watching some of the club players. Adam Mercado, Annika Rajaram had a really good run. She was doing good. It's too bad about Rohan. I don't know what happened to his connection. And what happened to actually Shaunak Shiva Kumar Alpha Unlimited won his first 3 games, but then dropped out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I would have loved to see Shaunak against Kyron, for example. That would have been a really good game. Shaunak's like a 2100 level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wonder what the backstory is there.
Probably bedtime. Who knows?
Right.
They shoot up the pajamas. They
had to go take a bath. Something like who knows what. But
yeah.
And my favorite name of this tournament, we should nominate favorite names of every tournament and give out a special little prize. But Optimistic Rook is kind of also sounds like Optimistic Crook. You know what I mean? So it's got a nice double meaning.
Yes.
Double entendre or something.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's a new. That's Michael Lum. So,
okay.
So it is
Nice.
a mechanics player. Optimistic Crook, yeah. Optimistic Crook, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So thank you, Judith, for she was kind of managing the controls over there.
Of course.
And
always.
And let's plug again. In about 3 weeks, we have the Northern California Online Invitational. Sunday, 2 p.m., June 21st, we have Grandmasters Sam Shanklin, Zviad Azoria, and Steven Zurich taking on the Neil Falconer Award-winning kids. I am Christopher Yu, I am Cameron Wheeler, and I am Andrew Hong in a round-robin rapid, June 21st. And special thanks to Jim Ead from the Ead Foundation and Mechanics Institute trustee for funding the prize pool, $1,000 prize pool for that event. So that'll be a special night of chess. And coming off the heels of a successful weekend, and we just got word, chess.com and Dr. Ken Reagan screened all the games from the Rapid and Blitz tournament. Everything came out clean, which we were really glad to see. So we submitted the Blitz for rating. We're submitting the Rapid shortly for rating, and that'll be done. Yeah. But we've scheduled 2 USTF online rated tournaments with prize pools, one for June 11th, the other for June 28th. One's on a Thursday night, one's on a Sunday afternoon, I believe. So you'll be hearing about it if you subscribe to anything we do. We'll blast it out on all our platforms and give players that want to do online rated games, give it a shot. We'll offer a couple opportunities this month for that. We love our free events too. Those will go on all the same. So yeah, we'll just keep the chess rolling and keep doing what we do.
great tournament. Thanks everybody for showing up.
Thank you everyone for showing up too. Go online and find out our schedule and subscribe to our emails. If you're not getting emails from us, just shoot us an email to chessroom@milibrary.org and we'll subscribe you. And then see you on Friday for our chess social. I think our guests have not confirmed yet, so we can't really tell who's gonna be our guest, but we're
I'm
gonna
supposed
advertise it.
to. I'm supposed to know by 11 a.m. on one of them, but we will announce it. It'll be if we can get these two people, it'll be a lot of fun. So
Excellent. If
Yeah.
you ever run out of any ideas about who to put on the chess social, I'll come in and talk about anything you want.
Sounds
Even my
good.
favorite
like a
movie.
popular.
Sounds good.
That might be a popular one.
Maybe if you're stuck for a guest or something, you know.
If we're hard up, we'll come to you.
Yeah,
If there's no one
absolutely.
else. That's
I volunteer.
couch for the pennies.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. I actually think that would be great to have you on
One day.
And
Pick the right co-guest or something.
Yeah, or maybe like Mark Pinto. Like you guys can talk chess.
Yeah, I love Mark. That would be
So-
awesome.
yeah, he would love.
Yeah, I mean you guys worked together in the past.
A little
right?
bit, and you know, Mark is somebody that like every time I've met him, I just feel closer and closer to him.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, and I would love to spend more time with him.
Yeah. Okay.
Right before the pandemic, we were going to go out and get a beer or something, and something happened. And
Yeah. And I think us too, like we were set to have lunch with him and talk about chess and everything, and we couldn't make it. So
And it was pandemic just.
that
hit.
was the pandemic. we
yeah.
couldn't.
So, but
So-
we'll all. This will happen. It will all happen in
Yes.
time. In time.
Yeah, and
We'll
and
party hard.
we will, and we will be back. Everything is. We will be back in due time. So, Mechanics Institute, we're doing the online. We'll be back live when the time's right with the right modifications. Keep everyone safe, and
Over and out.
the club will go on.
Yeah.
Are we gonna raid? Any raids?
Yes, Manas actually suggested a new face. I didn't know him. He's a Twitcher, a streamer from Seattle. He's
Yeah.
playing in a League Chess Arena kind of tournament. So Ginger64. So we're gonna rate him, and then hopefully you guys have fun. If Manas recommends it, it can be bad because we trust
No,
Manas's.
yeah, full trust.
We have full trust in him.
And if we raid and they're playing Scrabble, then we'll talk to Manas about it.
Yeah, we're
That'll
gonna
be
educate
okay
him.
anyway.
Yeah, no, all good.
But I seem to remember Ginger 64
Sounds
somehow.
good. So we're
Okay.
gonna raid you guys there and hopefully enjoy, and then hopefully check back on Friday, and then see you guys next Tuesday.
All right, everyone.
Latest.
Abel Talamantes, chess director, Dr. Judith Starry, organizer extraordinaire, and FIDE Master Paul Whitehead. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you soon.
Bye,
Good night,
guys.
folks.
Bye, everyone.
Good night.
Okay. And we have rated them.
All right.